Where's my coffee?
Right here. Nut job. Hello, welcome back to Big Mood, where the moos are very big and the talk is big too.
And the boobies.
And the boobies are big and everything's big.
Yeah. It's bigger.
Big
We're all
eyeballs.
big. Nope.
Just eyeballs, you know?
Big eyeballs?
Yeah, that's what I said. What'd you think I said?
I thought you said big eyeballs and I was like, that doesn't look good.
I don't think we have big eyeballs.
I don't know.
We have big balls, metaphorically.
Yes. Yes, mine dangle to my ankles. I trip on them all the time.
Gross.
Quite-
You gotta tuck
Your
'em in.
balls hang low.
Dude,
Do they
I can tie it in a knot.
You tied in a bow?
No,
Oh,
not long enough.
practice. Today, we thought we'd be talking about some romantic gestures because we talk a lot about sex, but what about the romance, guys? Like, what do they do to, like, earn it?
I know. Well,
What about that woo phase?
I know. Well, for me, usually they get it first, and then I expect the wooing to come after, and then I'm like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And then they're like, "Oh, I already got it." So I just like,
yeah.
So let's fix that, ladies. Let's not give in.
Don't
to
put a
it.
down payment down.
Yeah. Don't give away the milk
On
for
a house
free.
that you haven't toured yet.
The egg doesn't swim to the sperm, ladies.
No, that's true.
That's true. I actually recently redid a JK News article on how the egg selects the sperm.
Yeah, and the
Like-
final moments.
Like,
Oh my god, there's like a bouncer in the front. Like, you have 5'2" jeans. No, we're not going to do that.
It doesn't make a lot of sense though, because then like there's still a lot of issues with children, so it's like it's not very good at selecting.
that was the best one.
I guess.
Oh, that says a
It was
lot.
a bit, I guess your sperm's all pretty fucked up, so whatever came out, that was the best one.
I'm
also
dumb,
likes,
so my egg was stupid.
Apparently, it likes cheating sperm better too.
Oh no.
Like if it's not your spouse.
Oh no.
Oh yeah!
Oh, no.
Oh god! Yeah.
Wow.
That's what it said in the article. It was just
Oh,
one
dang.
article though, so I didn't read a bunch of science. I
Yeah,
was just
science is never really like completely irrefutable, especially when it's like a new study came out. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't know.
That's a new sperm.
don't
Come
know
on in,
what's
buddy. I don't see you often, but come on in. That's how it
Well,
works.
maybe the cheater sperm or the non-partner sperm has more dominant traits because
I think I'm
All
taking
alpha.
this woman.
yeah.
What are we talking about cheating? We're talking about romance.
Yes,
romance, y'all.
Okay, sorry. Right before we took before we started this episode, we all took a shot of mezcal.
We did.
Except wait, Nikki, you didn't take one, did you?
I didn't, but I feel like I did because I ate such a big sandwich.
So you're sleepy.
I feel like drunk.
Yeah,
but
I feel
Gina and
that.
Tiff took it. It's
Yeah.
kind of it was
Because we were all
nasty.
feeling really sleepy, just like Nikki. Like after our lunch, we was like, "Whoa!"
But it's
I'm
so
wired. What are you
strong.
talking about?
It's so strong that the fumes coming out of my mouth will probably get Nikki drunk.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
probably what it is, actually.
Nikki taught me how to drink.
yes.
Oh yeah.
We
Hot
just
tip.
learned
She taught us how to drink.
If you are drinking tequila, get your tequila bottles ready, okay? Pour a shot. This is how you properly taste tequila, and it's how you can taste a good quality tequila. Don't
Is
do this
it
with
only
the
with tequila,
bottom barrel.
or can I just do this with all shots?
Not vodka. Don't do it with vodka.
Oh, why?
Because vodka is meant to not be tasted. It's meant to take on like
It's
the
meant to be
mixer's
mixed.
flavor. So, but high quality tequila, possibly gin, definitely whiskey.
Okay. Oh.
So whiskey and tequila mostly. You use
Yeah,
this
maybe
method?
rum too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I learned it with tequila, so I can't really vouch for the other ones. But what you do, so you don't taste that alcohol taste, you don't have to use a lime. You put it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
And then
Your
you
motherfucking
breathe.
mouth.
You breathe in while it's in your mouth.
Okay, so in
Counterintuitive.
we take it in our mouth without even
It's-
breathing
so it's
first.
sitting in your mouth. You
Then
breathe in.
Take a deep breath.
Inhale.
You swallow, and then you breathe out through your mouth.
and then you
I do that when I
exhale.
suck dicks too.
Yes, and make sure you breathe out through your mouth, not out through your nose.
Okay,
through your
out
mouth.
through the mouth.
And you
And
will
then-
taste the flavors.
Yes, you
of the
taste
alcohol.
everything,
But not the burn. See, here's the thing. I hate liquor. And I can never drink it without looking like I'm gonna
Me
vomit.
too. I
Yeah.
always have this face where my nostrils kind of going like this, and they go like this, and I just can't get rid of this face. It's hot.
That looks so weird.
So I'm just like,
Yeah. But Nikki taught us this, and Tiff and I drank it straight face.
yes.
I was so proud of you.
I've never done that before.
Not
Good job, guys.
face.
And me, the person that drinks tequila straight all the time, because it was mezcal, which is
was
very,
like,
very
"Ugh.
smoky. I was like, I didn't want to taste this.
Yeah, it's like you deep throat an ashtray.
It tastes like I
I do
smoked a
think
cigar.
tastes like a boot. It's definitely
so gross.
Yeah.
a prefer. Some
That's
people
some
like
hair
it.
on your chest.
You know, I couldn't even focus on the intense flavor of it all because I was just so shocked that I didn't have that nostril face that I'm like, oh my God, this worked.
Yeah.
It's like a cheat sheet for drinking out like an adult.
God, we're like newly 21 again. Jesus Christ. Nikki's teaching us
Gotta
everything.
taste all the alcohol again.
Yeah.
Speaking of when you were 21, how was the romantic gestures that really got to you? Like, what was it, the thing that like a guy had to do when you're like, yes?
Okay, so there was one guy. This is when I was young and I was really broke, and he knew that I loved playing video games. So he for Christmas he got an Xbox set up at his house and then a giant projector so I can sit there and play all day. That was really sweet. Another one was oh yeah, that's right. He made my love language is gifts, receiving gifts and giving gifts. Like that's how I love to love. And yeah, I like material things, but the ones that sit really near and dear to my heart are like the ones that they make and they put their love into, right?
You mailed me a gift.
You what?
You mailed me a gift.
Oh, I did mail her a gift.
And it was the same kind of thing. Where
Yeah.
It's just like it's less about the get like the materialistic aspect of it, but more about like it was just like it was an inside joke type experience.
So thinking of you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I show love.
Yeah.
Like
Every time I go to sleep, I think of Gina because
Yeah.
I hug the pillow that she gave me.
I gotta find something for Jess. Like eventually throughout the years I'll find something. I gotta find something for Jess.
Find a grumpy bear.
Oh.
Grumpy bear, Care Bear.
Dropped that persona.
True.
Okay, so let's rebrand.
She's like, I hate mezcal. I'm not. I'm not negative.
That deserves to be hated. And Bryce, I'm very upset that you brought that into my life.
Aw, Bryce it was so cute because Bryce like sliced up all the orange
did. It
and he
was-
put like
it
some
was
like
cute.
red powder. It was
That was
nice.
really romantic. I have to say,
Yeah.
like, I feel very loved
You
and cared for.
poo-pooed on it.
Bryce is getting his
I did poo-poo on it because it was the wrong tequila. Yeah, but the gesture, it reminded me of my dad, honestly, because he came out with the little tray.
Yeah,
and
a
he
little cutting
sliced
board.
up,
It
was laid out all
It was
pretty.
so
What's
nice.
the stuff you put on top of it called? Chapulín.
Chapulín is
Chapulín?
grasshoppers.
Wait, excuse me, what?
Salted
The fuck did I just
grasshoppers.
You put little
did I eat
grasshoppers on them.
did
It's
I eat
so
grasshopper?
romantic.
Did I eat grasshopper?
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
my
I ate
God, really?
grasshopper.
Yeah.
Bryce, what
Sick.
the fuck, Bryce?
sick. You can't give that to the white girl, man. They'll freak out.
Thank you for not telling me prior,
Yeah.
because now
Boys
I
at every
experience-
level
She
just
did
give you
say-
bugs to eat.
Oh no, that was
Oh,
funny
yeah.
because I was like, oh, that's how you say grasshopper.
I know,
in
but I thought it
Spanish.
was like a name, you know, like pico de gallo.
Yeah.
You're not actually eating fucking rooster.
Oh, that's
Gallo is rooster.
Or huevos.
Rooster beak.
That's
You're
true.
not eating balls,
true.
Eggs.
but
Wait,
they
aren't
call
huevos eggs?
but they call huevos.
Yeah,
But
we
they
got some
call
big
them
huevos.
balls
Oh, okay.
too.
What is happening in this episode?
I don't know,
Anyway.
dude. We
It's the
should not
tequila.
have. We should not have.
You know
taken
what
those
I
shots.
had a problem with is
So-
when I was young, or wait, you weren't finished with your story, were you?
Oh, it was just a really. We had shots. This
a
one
hot
didn't have
mess.
shots, but she's just.
This is a
food
fun
coma.
one.
It's a hot mess.
It's a food coma. Anyhow, just very quickly, one of my favorite gifts ever. He made a picture frame with like. He cut out our photos and put it in there, and like our favorite comic books and stuff, and it was the sweetest thing in the
that's
whole
Wait,
world.
did you send us a
fucking
picture of
cute.
that?
I
or was-
did.
Yeah, I
And
saw
it was
that.
so thoughtful.
When I saw that, I was like, I'm so mad at you for having a boyfriend that would, or a friend, a guy friend, or whatever he is that would do that type of shit.
Yeah.
No one's ever done anything like that for me.
I think
You
that's
hear
like
that,
the most
guys?
valuable one. Make
one's
make
ever
people shit.
done-
Yes.
I feel like it's so simple too. Like it doesn't have to be. Guys think that they have to drop loads of money on,
No,
on everybody,
yeah.
but it's just like being thoughtful.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why no one's ever done anything like that for me, and we're gonna get real deep right now.
Okay.
It's because
Are you ready?
I choose emotionally unavailable men because I feel like I don't deserve to be loved, and that's it. Thank you.
Oh, Jess,
I love you.
deserve to be
so much.
loved.
I hope you
love
I
you.
know. I honestly, I do believe I deserve to be loved, and I think I will
I get
someday.
it. It's a subconscious thing because
Yeah.
I relate to that too.
Because I'm like, if you're all mushy, I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
Absolutely me too.
Gross.
Oh, that's what it is.
But then when I want it and I don't get it, I'm like, what the fuck?
How dare you not give me something that I never asked for and
Yeah,
push
and then
off?
I actually reject you.
Yeah.
for
Yeah, I'm
whenever
like
you try to give it
constantly
to me.
rejecting their emotional advances or something, and then I'm like, but you don't do anything for me emotionally, you know? And then they're like, okay,
Women.
bitch, excuse me.
Women, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're so complicated.
We all have some sort of baggage, and
true.
I will not try to hide mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a fucking baggage claimful. I hope you're ready to wait for that shit in the
It's like
carousel,
the
bitch.
LAX carousel too, like one of the largest carousels in all of the United
It
States.
takes up like all 6 of them.
Matching Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
style.
There's like some Louis Vuitton, some that are like really like punk and like
Fucked up
with
ones.
There's one that's like covered in duct tape and it just like gets thrown and like a fly comes out
and
of
then
it.
those porcelain
Oh, that
made
one's from my
one.
childhood.
Yeah, that one's really old. Still
Yeah,
hanging
that's
in
just my
there.
childhood stuff. It's fine. Leave it alone.
Oh, that's so funny.
Carry it
How about you?
around.
What's a
I think
romantic
my
gesture?
problem was similar to Jess was I romanticized
Yep.
probably because of movies or TV shows or whatever, but I just thought all growing up through junior high until I got a boyfriend that like, oh my God, when I get a boyfriend, he's gonna buy me so much stuff
Yep.
on Valentine's Day and it's gonna be so cute and he's gonna buy me rings and like jewelry and like I would see different girls that had boyfriends and they would buy them like little, even like those carnival bear things. I'd be like, oh my God, that's so cute.
Yeah.
They're gonna pay for fireworks to go off every time we kiss.
Yeah. And I'm super romantic, like, and sentimental. So if it's like our 1 month anniversary, they better have something
Oh
planned.
God, you're a monther.
Well, not now, but
Okay.
in high
I was gonna
school,
say.
I totally was.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, the first guy that I kind of like held hands with, I wouldn't even call him my boyfriend. This was like we dated for like 2 months, didn't even kiss or anything. We just kind of held hands, but he was just like really quiet the whole time, and I was like, what's he doing? He's not even being a boyfriend. And then my actual first boyfriend, he would give like gifts, but I don't know, I guess like it was, I had already lost all my expectations, and it was when I lost the expectations that I feel like it came, because I was like just so obsessed with finding a guy that was like this, and like I was, the way I got my first boyfriend too was I had a crush on his friend. I was just obsessed with trying to get his friend to like me, and like would like romanticize what would happen if like we ended up dating and what he would get me and like or whatever, like what kind of romantic things we would do, go on the Ferris wheel together, all kinds of shit. And then during that time I befriended him because like he's like the friend zone guy, and we would just laugh the whole time, and like he'd make me laugh, and he like would learn my favorite things, and he would order
cute.
like my favorite foods. He would like, if we went to Carl's Jr., I like the spicy chicken sandwiches, and he would like bring me back one if he went alone. It was just little things like
Boyfriend
that.
material,
so
man.
It is.
I love when they remember
Yeah.
just like a random thing you mentioned once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best.
So
Or
then
when they remember dates of things too, where you're like, oh, I told him 3 weeks ago that this thing was gonna happen today, and then they remember that, and you're like, yeah, how did you remember
Yeah.
Or
that?
like they even remember what you wore the first date, which is like really sweet too.
Aw.
It's
Oh, I would never. I can't even.
I don't
remember
I
that.
can't remember,
I
but they
can't
always
remember that at all.
Yeah.
Because you must have been so fucking hot that they went chick chick. You know, like they took a shot of that sperm
Absolutely.
spanking.
I remember what everyone wore the first day.
Really?
But I don't.
Weirdo.
Like the first.
I remember
do you
when I
remember
wore
what
the
we
first
wore?
when I wore what we first met because I have a photo.
Oh right, yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when I first met you.
It was a JK News day. I don't remember. I meant romantically.
Oh wait, yeah. No, I was
my-
just thinking friend wise.
I do remember you having brown hair.
I did for sure. I do actually remember when I met you because
And
it was at the JK office.
Yeah, and it was. I feel like you were wearing
New
a
information.
pewter shirt, like
A what?
like a gray pewter.
I wore a lot
shirt.
of gray.
Yeah, it was gray and maybe long sleeve. I think.
I
No
remember
idea.
Tiff. The first time I remember Tiff, and I will always remember this every time I see her. The word that pops into my head is tuna cake,
Tuna cake.
because this is when.
That sounds
Do you still make
disgusting.
that?
No, I haven't made it in a long time.
The fuck is a tuna cake?
The first time I met
Tuna
Tiff,
cake.
Sounds disgusting.
It
but
does
it's
sound
really bomb.
absolutely
I
trashy
just like
too.
boyfriend,
What's
girlfriend. You sorry, I'm like used to doing this whenever I feel like half under.
Okay, it's
I
not
like
sweet.
it. I like
So-
it.
Just to clear
Oh,
it
it's
up,
not sweet.
It's not
No, no.
a sweet cake.
Okay.
It's
So-
a savory cake.
The first time I met Tiff was when you and Case moved into a house in apartment in Monterey Park.
Oh, and you came to that barbecue?
And I came to the barbecue. It was the first time I met her. I was like, oh, she's new. Like, and this was like, I was already in JK for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she's new. And then she brings out this tray. She's like, I made tuna cake. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I would be like, ew, bitch.
But it was not bad. It
Yeah.
was literally like a casserole plate
Yeah.
with bread.
It's kind of like okay, it's like a picture like a lasagna where it's a lot of layers, but the layers it's sandwich bread. You cut off the crust, and then it's like this sauce like I pour on top of it. The sauce has like mayo, mustard, chipotle sauce, jalapeno sauce. And a whole bunch of other stuff, and so
Canned
like
tuna.
yeah, like tuna.
It's
Obviously,
a
yeah.
casserole, bitch.
It's a casserole.
Yeah.
Well, it was like a tuna fish sandwich put into a casserole.
Yeah, but then it looks like
Wow.
a cake because
Yeah.
it's all square.
And then so that's the first time I had it. I was like, what the fuck? Is you weird?
Can you make it?
But I tried it.
I kind of
and I was
want
like,
to. I want to try it.
I'll
now.
make it again.
That
That's
sounds
all I
like some
remember.
white people shit.
It
Maybe
does,
for your birthday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get a tuna cake. Tuna birthday cake.
I'll say happy birthday and jalapeno.
And then I'm like, tuna cake. You gotta
And
eat
give you
it.
some
You gotta eat it.
mezcal too.
No, I'm sure it's good. It sounds good.
yeah.
It's all the ingredients I probably would eat. So
Mhm.
Yeah, but you know what? For me though, like going back to the romantic gesture
Yeah.
stuff, or I guess like since we're talking about friends and like when we first met, like for me, like the memory I have with with Gina, is that like we were at a JK shoot and that was the first time I remember meeting you, and then I remember complimenting you on your ring. You had a ring on, and I was like, "Oh, that's such a cute ring." This bitch took it off and gave it to me. Like we had just met, and I was like,
that's the most romantic shit I've ever heard.
"Yeah,
so
exactly." I was like, "This was like, oh my god." I'm like,
Hey, I like your necklace.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I like your shoes. I like that little bracelet.
I'll leave this place naked.
I like your bra.
but like I mean, okay, so approaching Gina, she's like fucking gorgeous, right? So you see her, and then also coming from like the friends that I had, like the neighborhood I grew up in, like pretty girls are not nice, like they're just not. And so as soon as you did that, I was like, she has my heart. Like, I was like, oh my god, like
Man,
that's
I
like
don't
the
remember
sweetest
this
thing.
ring.
Dude, that's even better because it's just something that you do naturally. It wasn't
Exactly,
even like
it's even better.
a big deal for you.
You better still have that ring.
I don't.
So, guys, a way that you can translate this
sorry, Gina.
for men out there, the way that you can translate this is like you should show up to a first date wearing a Rolex watch, and if the girl says, "I really love that watch," you take it off and give it to her. I mean, you will absolutely bag that chick.
That's
a-
true.
What's a romantic thing that Steve has done for you?
Oh my gosh, we've
So
it's been
much,
filled
right?
with romantic things.
Aw.
We had
I mean,
the
just the
same.
fucking Jamba Juice.
He's so
like,
soft.
I know the
She just said,
Jamba
I'm kind of
Juice.
craving Jamba Juice. He disappears, comes back with the fucking Jamba Juice. Like, who does that? That's
He
amazing.
is a
This is true.
servant to the max, but in the best
But
possible
like
way.
I did not train him to be a servant at all. He just loves it. Like
Yeah.
I'm very. He actually hates that I'm like so self-functioning that like
He wants to take care of you more?
Yeah, he absolutely loves to take care
It's
of
like
me.
your wedding vows.
I know it really is. He meant that for sure.
I want to take care of you, not because you need it, because I need to. Fucking instant tears, man.
And
He's an
I-
asshole.
He is an asshole. I
hate
fucking
him.
hate that
I
guy.
like because he has such a great balance of being like a dominant, like he's still a
Yeah.
very like he's very sure of himself. He doesn't fucking let people walk all over him. but
Very
then he-
stubborn.
Dickhead.
Very stubborn. Yeah, I mean, I've watched you guys like have little arguments or whatever, and you guys are both very fucking stubborn. But then also like the fact that he serves you in such a giving way, it's just insane that can all be in one person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't think that could happen. Like I lost hope of that happening.
He's very rare.
But then
We'll
I
say that
saw
now.
him.
That's true.
And I was like, I saw him when I was single. I saw him treat his girlfriend like that, and I was like, there are guys that treat their girlfriend like that, and I was like, I want to date someone exactly like Steve Green. That's why I wrote it in my journal. I've told this story before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like, I kind of just when you have a template of what you really really want and it has to serve your love language too. Like obviously, I don't know if everybody would like that type of love. Maybe some people would feel
some
smothered
women might
or
be
something.
like, oh, it's too
Overbearing.
much. It's
Yeah.
overbearing. You're
Or
a
some
bit-
people might be like, you only gave me a Jamba Juice.
God. Yeah.
I don't know.
red alert.
Yeah. Because like we were broke as fuck when we first started dating. It wasn't like crazy. But I will say, when we first started dating, the first date was romantic because it had a romantic gesture because we were we went on a date and we had just been on set like a week before. We used to do sketches together on a channel called Totally Sketch. That's how we met. And I was putting craft service into my purse and he was like,
I remember those
that I
struggles,
couldn't
dude.
afford food. Any money I had went towards feeding my cats. Yeah. So I would buy a 6-pack of beer and just like drink one a day, and like that was my nutrients and my drink.
Wow.
That was like my dinner. So I was piling all the craft service that no one was eating.
I had no idea that you
into-
struggled that hard.
Oh, yeah,
that
it
you were
was
just
bad,
like
bad.
taking food.
I was
from-
on unemployment. Yeah, it was really bad. And I couldn't, it wasn't because I wanted to be on unemployment. I was trying to get another restaurant job. But yeah, so he I didn't even know he remembered this, but I was on set and I was putting in craft service in, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, like I don't have enough money for groceries, so I just do this because I want to feed my cats with any money I have." And on our first date, after the whole date, he paid for the date. We took me out to sushi. It was so fun. Went to a movie. He brought me home, and as we were kissing, which I made the first move. He swears he made the first move, but he was probably like, okay, it's a good sign. And then like as we were kissing, he's like, "Oh, this fell out of your purse," and he puts something in my purse. And then I go upstairs, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Like that definitely didn't fall out of my purse. And I go upstairs and I opened it, and it was a gift certificate to Ralph's.
Wow.
For $50. It didn't say how much on there. I had to find out, but it had a note that was like,
Here, you broke bitch.
Yeah, it was like, "To my craft service girl, get yourself some real groceries."
Oh, I hate him. Why that's so cute.
That was the first date.
Oh, my heart.
And so I would have, had we been dating longer, I would have taken him to bed in my broke ass comforter.
Unfortunately, I did not have the mattress I currently own right now, which is a purple mattress. So I have owned this mattress since like 2016. I actually bought it off of an ad too. So you guys should definitely check out Purple. It has some really cool technology. So the secret to Purple is the Purple Grid. It's a patented comfort technology that instantly adapts to your body's natural shape and sleep style. Purple is for every body, no matter how you sleep. Purple is designed with over 2,800 open air channels and naturally temperature neutral gel. You'll never sleep too hot or too cold. And I can attest to this because, like I said, I've had this mattress for a very long time and I love it. So the Purple mattress is soft where you want it, it's firm where you need it, and comfortably cool all over. It's truly a mattress that does it all. And
I've seen a picture of them. They look cool. Like
Yeah.
a side profile cut thing. That thing's cool.
I know, it's so cool. And then it's also awesome too because when they deliver it to your home, they give you a little sample of the Purple Grid, and it's like really squishy and really fun. It's kind of like it almost looks like a honeycomb kind of thing.
I remember you showed me that, and we were just sitting there like making a little noise with it, like a little whack, 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 whack.
Weirdos.
It's really soft, but yet it's really firm. So that's why I really like this mattress. So, so Purple is so confident in what they do that every Purple mattress comes with free shipping and returns and a risk-free 100-night trial. So you can literally
long
sleep on
time.
this for a whole 100 nights. And then you can make up your own mind if you love it or not. So experience the new evolution of sleep. Go to purple.com/bigmood and use promo code BIGMOOD. For a limited time, you'll get $150 off any Purple mattress order of $1,500 or more. That's purple.com/BIGMOOD. Promo code BIGMOOD for $150 off any mattress order of $1,500 or more. Terms apply.
All right, and our next sponsor is one of my absolute favorites. Is Function of Beauty, our favorite shampoo.
Mhm, yes, because it
And
smells amazing.
conditioner. It does smell amazing, and you get to choose what smell you want.
He's showing off his hair, so I'm like, you use it
Function
too?
of Beauty, Tim?
Duh.
Good head of hair you got.
You do
You're never
actually
going
have
bald.
You didn't know?
amazing hair.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Function of Beauty is a hair care formulated specifically for you. No matter your hair type, they create shampoo, conditioner, and other treatments to fit your unique needs. They have over 54 trillion possible ingredient combinations to make sure your formula is as unique as you. So basically, you take a little quiz. You say, I don't like my hair's too dry, or my hair's too this, or my hair's too that, or I want more of this. I want more shine. I have split ends.
Yep.
You pick what your problem areas are.
Stop attacking me.
So versus like a traditional shampoo you get at the grocery store, it's like supposed to be one size fits all, but your hair is not one size fits all. So we love Function Beauty. I get the purple shampoo because I have bleached hair and it's been keeping my hair from going super orange. Thank you, Function of Beauty.
I got the peach one and the purple peach, and it's purple colored. But there's a black one I want to get now too.
I think
Yeah.
Nikki had the black one before.
I had the teal one, obviously.
Of course.
Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh. Do not start. Their formulas are vegan and cruelty free. They never use sulfates, parabens, or any harmful ingredients. And they deliver it right to your door with a cute little custom, your name's printed on it. Or you can even put like, I'm, Miss Gina Darling, the cutest girl ever. I mean, I don't know how many characters you get, but you can come up
Tim,
with something cute.
You can get one that says function of big wiener.
Sure.
Try it out. Try it out. I need you to
How'd you
report
know
back.
that's what my bottle says?
So what are you waiting for? Go to functionofbeauty.com/bigmood, take your 4-part hair profile quiz, and save 20% on your first order. That's functionofbeauty.com/bigmood.
Big
For
mood.
20% off. Let them know that you got this code from our show to support the show. Thank you very much. That's functionofbeauty.com/bigmood.
That's
There's a
right.
thing at the end that asks you where you heard it from, and you make sure you put big mood.
Podcast, Big Mood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Support us.
Do it so they like us.
So yeah, where were we? Romantic gush. Oh yeah. So that was the first date.
That's so sweet.
I know. Wait, I don't want to cry. Let's move on.
I'm so sick of your perfect husband, Nikki. I'm so sick of him.
But
My
me
craft
too.
service.
Okay. he makes me look bad. But no, but the one that really got me the most, that like he to this day doesn't think anything of it. But it was the one that like really just swept. That one swept me off my feet too. But like this one just really got me.
Yeah.
Was I had an audition and I had to print out my resume, and my printer broke. It just stopped working, and I was very poor, so I couldn't just go buy another printer.
But wait, can't you send things
Or
to like
ink,
like
or-
FedEx, and then they have like printing services at UPS or FedEx or
Yeah, for some.
Kinko's?
So this happened right before I was leaving to the audition. So my audition was in the morning at like 8 a.m.
So just
and this was
timing.
at 10 at night.
Okay.
Yeah, and so otherwise I would have gone to like
Gotcha.
FedEx or whatever. But he called me because we weren't even supposed to meet up that night or anything. And he called me and he was just asking me how my day was. And I was like, I'm so fucking stressed. I have this interview tomorrow and I can't even print out my resume. And I was just flipping out. And he's like, I can help. I can get you something. And I was like, everything's closed. It's crazy. Like there's no way. I'm just fucked. I'm just so fucked. And he shows up at my door like
fucking
an
like
hour later.
so ready to serve you.
No,
With the pen, because he's gonna
geez.
write everything out and print it for you.
calligraphy pen.
Scribing. Got you, bitch.
It was an HP printer, and
What? A printer?
yes,
Showed up with a printer?
He showed up with a brand
Wow.
new
Did
printer.
he like go to Walmart and buy a printer?
I don't know where he got it. Target, somewhere. I don't know,
Wow.
but it was somewhere that was open at 10 at night.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
he was in love.
oh yeah, and we hadn't even
What
made
does
it
that
official
pussy
yet.
do,
Like,
Wow.
Jesus.
right?
you wanna-
You
wanna
got
know.
something in those
Do you wanna
jeans
find
that
out?
I don't even
They're
know
in these
what's
jeans.
happening.
bomb ass pussy.
Yeah, that was the one where I was like, oh my god, like he like saved me. at
Knight
a
in
time of-
shining armor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Exactly.
Notes.
Future boyfriend of Jess.
Yeah, whoever you are.
Business idea. Steve teaches romance class to all the
Dude,
idiot
Steve
boys out
needs
there.
to teach a fucking how to be a man
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
To all these
That
dudes.
would be a good idea.
That would be a
Well-
wonderful idea.
For sure. I mean, Steve is another kind, but I mean, I have some really cute stories with Casey.
Yeah, Casey like makes you breakfast and stuff.
Yeah,
What's
he's
like the
awesome.
Let's
cutest
gas
thing
up
he's
Casey
done?
because Casey does not get enough
Yeah,
praise.
he really
Yeah.
doesn't.
Poor Casey.
He hasn't in a long time.
Steve's never made me breakfast, so fuck that guy.
Yeah, he can't cook for shit.
It's
So
true.
he
Not
does
worth
have
it.
he
He
does have
cannot.
some negative marks.
Yeah, maybe it's
No.
a good thing that he doesn't make you breakfast.
Yeah, I
He
think
can't be
so.
too perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Casey does make me breakfast, and he brings up my coffee practically every morning. Like
amazing.
he's so fucking great at that, and because he is definitely a morning person, and I am definitely not, and so he's always up like way before me, and that's the part that's like. He tells me, he's like, well, I wish you were kind of more of a morning person. I'm like, I know, it's just really hard. Like, I don't know. It's like working against my biology. Like, it's just hard. But yeah, he does that every single morning. But in the beginning, though, like the early days, the one that like pops in my head, the earliest that I can think of is when we were in New York. Well, actually, before going to New York, I was telling him how I wanted to take this trip, and no matter what, I'm going to be going on this trip, and I was supposed to go with some girlfriends. But my friends, like one by one, started like dropping out of this trip, and because it was gonna be like New Year's in New York, and finally I told him like, well, the last girl just dropped out, but whatever, I don't care, I'm going. Like I have to go. Like I have to do this for me, and I've been wanting to go to New York my whole life. It's gonna happen. He was like, well, you can't go alone, and I'm like, it's okay, I'll be fine, I'll figure it out. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go with you. Like I'm gonna come with you.
Aw.
So he ended up deciding to go with me, and this was in May. I think it was like a couple weeks that we had just started dating, and he was
Yeah.
already committing
Wait,
for
he was
a
committing for
for
like
New Year's
Wow.
New Year's in New York trip. Like
what the hell?
yeah.
Wow.
It was a few
That's how he got you it's tied down because he was like, well, she can't go anywhere because we're going to New Year's together fucking 8 months from now.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because I remember buying the tickets like in the summer. Yeah, so it was like really early on.
Dang.
And so that already showed me like, oh fuck, like he wants to protect me, and like that was a really sweet thing that he didn't have to. And obviously like we had just started dating, where I'm like, you're really gonna take a trip like across the country for me?
Well, I guess he's probably thinking like, well, if anything, like I can still go to New York by myself, or I can just like cancel the stuff. But then he's probably thinking like, too, if we stay together this long, we're gonna be super close by then. And it's gonna be so cute.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I really don't know what his thought process was, but that was really sweet. And then come December, so right before that New York trip, December comes, and the home that I was living in, it was my mom's house. Who she walked away from this home, meaning like she started paying the house payment. So the bank was repossessing the house, but there was like a huge chunk of time that the house was just empty, and I was living in my own apartment. So my mom was like, hey, stop paying rent, just go live in this house, and they'll give you a 30-day notice before you have to leave, and that's when you can go find another apartment. So that's what I ended up doing. That's the reason why I was living in that home. And so and then I got the notice. During that time I was working per diem at my job, so it wasn't like a set amount of hours. I was getting paid like hourly, and my hours weren't secure, so I was getting my hours cut more and more, and it was just like times were getting seriously tough, and I had to move out. I had nowhere to go. I didn't have enough money to put a deposit.
And you had Isaac.
I had, of course, like I had a son. I had a 4-year-old. I had a 4-year-old son, working a full-time job, or trying to work a full-time job because my hours are getting cut. But yeah, so it was just a really, really horrible situation, to the point where I was planning on just living in my car until I figured things out, because like I had nowhere else to go. And around that exact same time, Casey was getting out of his lease with his roommates, and he was about to get an apartment on his own. And that's when he offered me, like, at this point we were dating for like 6 months, and he's like, well, you can't live in your car. What the fuck? Like, come live with me and like move in with me. And I'm like, whoa, like we are just dating. I have a son. Like, that's an insane amount of baggage to bring.
Commitment, man.
That's a whole ass like instant family. Like, and so I told him, I'm like, thank you so much, but I can't accept, like, this is too crazy. Like, I can't. And so he was like, no, please, like, let me help you. Like, I can't let you live in your car or like live who knows where. So finally he ended up convincing me to move in. And so that's when we really got insanely serious. But like, he didn't have to do that. You know, he could have easily been like, okay, figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he opened up his home to me and Isaac, and that was really sweet.
That's sweet.
And that's when, like, when he told me that too, I'm like, oh shit, like this guy like really is about protecting us and like caring for us.
These
And
are like massive gestures.
Yeah.
Like huge sweeping,
Grand.
Yeah.
huge sweeping gestures.
Yeah.
exactly. So,
How about you, Jess?
Honestly, I'm sitting here, I've been thinking this whole time, and I'm like, I cannot remember one romantic gesture.
Not one?
I honestly can't remember anything. So I don't know if that means I don't value it, or it's just been so long. There had to have been something in all of my fucking 33 years of living. But I cannot remember one.
Yeah, because Joe was a lot like my dad is. Well, my dad used to be more romantic, but like where he views like security and like
it was like he made sure that rent was paid.
the rent,
but, like,
yeah,
I like
as-
had to bitch at him for Valentine's Day or anything, and
yeah.
That's my dad too.
I can't remember. Well, I know like when we first met, it felt romantic because like I came to LA. We had taken a break, and I was in LA with my friend for some other reasons, and then we saw each other, and he kind of like just acted like really fucking happy to see me, and that felt kind of romantic, but there was no actual gesture. It was just like I honestly can't remember any romantic gestures.
Dang.
Oh. Well, how about the opposite? What are some romantic gestures that you guys have done for your significant others?
I just thought about our
lying. You're so blushing.
7-year anniversary. It was nothing. Like, it was okay. So our 1-year anniversary, we both downplayed like what we got each other, but we're both the same in like how we like want to impress the shit out of each other. So our 1-year anniversary, come this time, I was making some money, and I really just like really like romantic gestures, and so and 1 year anniversary, that's like huge, it's 1 year. And so I got him tickets to the opening game of his favorite football team, the Colts, playing the Broncos in Denver. So if you don't know anything about football, Steve's favorite team is the Colts. It's like a number one favorite team. He always would wear the jerseys. He hardly wore anything else back then. He only would wear Colts jerseys. And then the quarterback of the Colts is Peyton Manning, who was the quarterback of the Broncos. So he got to see both his favorite quarterbacks
cool.
play each other in the opening game of football season. And so I was like, I'm the fucking shit, and about the plane tickets
what
there.
more could you possibly have done for that man? On that day.
So then he plays down his thing, because I was like, I don't know, I just got you something little, whatever, and
It's not little.
but I downplayed
You
it.
guys,
I printed out the ticket. It was like a piece of paper, and I wrapped it in a box so it looked like clothing
Yeah.
or whatever. And then whatever. And then he comes back. He comes to the dinner with the same size box for my gift, and he's like, I don't even know if you're gonna like it, blah blah blah. And so we both open up our gifts at the same time, and there's a vlog of this, by the way, on my vlog channel, youtube.com/Nikki, if you want to check it out. But we both open our gifts up at the same time. He got me pit tickets to Eminem and Rihanna's Monster Tour.
Oh my god.
you guys are disgusting. I'm
Which
gonna vomit.
Wow.
I was like, there's no way I'm ever gonna see him. Like, the tickets are so expensive. So yeah, I was like, literally, the only thing stopping me from Eminem was like this gate.
Why don't you guys have the same idea? to,
Yeah.
like,
And it was the same box. It was printed the same way.
to
The same
see,
box.
to like see the one thing you
Yeah.
really want to see.
Yeah.
You got tickets
So
to that
sweet.
at the
Like,
same time.
soulmate.
You guys are like twin flames.
So,
or
but
whatever
that's
the
why
fuck.
I was laughing, because this year was kind of a recall to that year, where it was our 7-year anniversary, but he was on JK News all day, and I wanted to surprise him because he loves Mexican food, and I don't really like it that much because I ate way too much of it when I was a child. I lived in Santa Barbara, and so I kind of got burnt out of it. So we hardly ever get to go eat it, even though that's his favorite food. So I decided I'll surprise him with Mexican food. He'll come home from JK. I knew what time he usually gets home from JK. So I ordered it to go because quarantine, and we had plans to go to Vegas, but that got canceled because of quarantine. So I plated it so it was like we were eating out at a restaurant, and I lit candles, and it was like, a romantic dinner. And this motherfucker is like 2 hours late. I'm like, the food is getting cold. I was getting so mad. I was like vlogging how like I am trying to surprise
He was like
this
last
asshole.
minute trying to do something for you, or what? Because he
No.
was working all day.
He comes home with my favorite food from my favorite
my
restaurant
God.
from this Italian place that didn't open until an hour after JK got out. So he
So it's
was
dinner
outside
only.
of the restaurant waiting for it to open because he placed a to-go order, and then he had to
You guys
wait for
didn't
them to cook
communicate
it.
all day.
No, because we were both trying to surprise each
surprise-
other.
yeah.
It's the surprise
that's the
part.
problem with this romantic shit. Sometimes it's like, oh, you're trying
Doesn't
too
work out.
hard.
That's like that thing when Ellen DeGeneres tweeted that she was hiding from her wife to scare her, and it took so long because her wife was also hiding to scare her. That's hilarious.
So annoying.
It's so cute. Oh, you guys are so cute.
Yeah, we just laughed. we just like
He
hugged
like
each
finally
other and
shows up
laughed.
and you're pissed, and
I
he's
was
like, I
"Where
waited
have you
for
been?"
this
And he's
food.
like, well, he held up the Italian food, and I was like, oh my god! And I showed him the Mexican food.
Why are you guys the
and we
same
just
person?
laughed and made
That's so
out.
cute.
You're really made for each other. That's
That is
so
so
cute.
adorable.
Yeah, I love that.
I know. For me, it was there was this one Christmas where okay, so like that whole year before, I had these like little backpack purses that I kept using all the time, and so one of them, it got messed up. I forgot why, but it got ruined, and I'm like, fuck, my backpack purse. I loved it so much. Whatever. That's like
Is it the one from Japan?
that was like yeah, I think it was
something
the
like that,
Japan
right?
one.
Yeah.
And then, so that Christmas comes, we're in Texas with this family, and like he saved my present for last. And then, so then I'm opening up this present, and it's a backpack purse, a brand new backpack purse. And I'm like, oh my God, I love it so much. Thank you. And then he's like, open it. And I'm like, oh shit, there's more. So then I get a piece of paper, and I look at the paper, and he, like, there was two pieces of paper. One of them was like a letter that he wrote, and then the other one was something else, was another surprise. So then he ends up telling me, because that was the Christmas when we were engaged. And so we were like thinking about possibly having our wedding in Paris. So then he ends up writing like, you know, so we can start planning the wedding, get ready, pack your bags for spring break because we're going to Paris. And then the other piece of paper was the tickets, like the plane tickets to Paris. And I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
oh my God. But before that though, because then you asked like what romantic gestures we have made or whatever.
Yeah.
Years before, during our first year, I think, or second year of being together, I had surprised him for his birthday tickets to Cancun. And back then, I was like struggling like pretty hard to try to make ends meet, but I had saved up every month, like put money away to pay off these Cancun tickets. And so finally I surprised him and he was like, what? Like, he's so not like a trip person, but I so am. So I'm like, I thought that this would like be like good for him, because something to know about Casey, especially that Casey from back then, he is a very, very, very closed off person. Really hard to like peel back the layers and get to know who he is, because he's just like a clam, like just shut. So it was really hard to understand like what it was, something that would mean a lot to him. So I'm like, well, it's kind of a mystery in there, so I'm gonna just approach you with what would work for me. So then that's when I surprised him for the Cancun tickets, and he was really appreciative. He loved it during that whole trip though, because he's a workaholic, so he always was trying to work, and I'm like, don't bring the laptop to the beach. You can't. Like,
Oh, God.
He wanted to bring the laptop to the beach to edit.
Sand in the
Yeah.
laptop.
But I'm like, no, we're doing this. And then like I got us tickets to go to Isla Mujeres, which is like a smaller island like off the coast of Cancun, and we did a whole bunch of fun stuff, and that was really fun. But I just back then I just didn't know. I'm like, is this working for you?
Yeah.
Is this cool?
Yeah.
It was like closed book.
If I had to buy him a gift right now, I would not know what to get him.
Right? Casey's kind of
That's
a hard
true.
guy.
Yeah.
But now he's like opened up a lot more. I mean, obviously we're married, so I know him a lot
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
than I did back then. But yeah.
I guess now that, because I'm thinking like, I don't think anyone's ever really done anything romantic, but then I'm like, well, there's been times where like I've said, oh, I want to go, you know, do paddleboarding or something, and then like we'll go like do that thing, especially in Vegas.
And you
too.
know what? After clubbing and you come home shithouse drunk, you know what the best thing is?
Healthy food.
Food. Not healthy food. Delivered
Greasy
drunken
burgers, pizza.
tacos. Oh my God. So, and how do you get that food? You call DoorDash. Well, back then we didn't have that, but now we do.
I'm so jealous of the freaking teenagers these days. I hate you
know.
guys.
They have
You have
everything.
everything.
Now, with this whole quarantine thing, you guys have counted on restaurants, and now they're counting on you because they're on some hard times right now. And while their dining rooms may be closed, they're still open for delivery with DoorDash. DoorDash is the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose what you want to eat, and your food will be left safely outside your door with the new contactless
I
delivery
love that
drop-off setting.
so much. I'm like, can we keep this forever?
It's been a problem. I've been ordering food more than once a day for the last like 2 weeks.
We have a
Ain't
whole
nothing
bunch
wrong
of
with that.
orders outside in the front.
Right? Especially because like when I'm streaming, I condition myself to eat while I'm streaming. So now I just eat when I'm not even hungry. With over 300,000 partners in the U.S., Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle, Wendy's, and my favorite and forever favorite and my former employer, the Cheesecake Factory.
Yay.
Many of your favorite local restaurants are still open for delivery. Just open the app, select your favorite local restaurants, and your food will be left at the door. Right now, our listeners can get 5 doll hairs off their first order of $15 or more, and 0 delivery fees for their first month when you download DoorDash app and enter Big Mood.
Big mood.
That's $5 off your first order and 0 delivery fees for a month when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code Big Mood. Now, if you're a lazy sack of crap like me and you want food delivered to you, that's Big Mood for $5 off your first order with DoorDash.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be more healthy,
You can do what I do. You can order some Daily Harvest.
Yeah.
But what I like about Daily Harvest is, I mean, also you can have the stuff stocked up in your freezer.
yeah.
So one thing I noticed that when quarantine started, I sorry to say I was one of those panic buyers. I went to the grocery store and I bought nothing but like pasta,
Toilet paper. Don't
rice.
tell me you were the toilet paper
The
one.
toilet paper was gone, girl. I was buying nothing but carbs, like shelf-stable carbs. It was so disgusting. So when Daily Harvest actually sent us some samples, I was so thankful because I finally
Yeah.
got vegetables and like real like produce.
It's good.
I was so
It's so
thankful to
good.
get it, and it's really good.
I never liked vegetables, but now I do.
I know they like cut it up in little pieces and like mix different things together, and the flavors are actually just really delicious, and
It
it's so
is.
fast to
It's
heat
so
that up and
easy
eat
to
it.
make.
My favorite one's the pesto one.
Oh,
I love the
yeah.
pesto one.
love
I
their
forget what it's
smoothies.
called. The smoothies are good too.
Pesto
So good.
smoothies.
No,
Yes.
You haven't had it? It's bomb.
no. Daily Harvest delivers clean food right to your door. All the food is built on fruits and vegetables with no preservatives, no added sugar, or any artificial ingredients. It takes just a few minutes to prepare, and I never have to question if what I'm eating is healthy. Everything in a Daily Harvest cup is healthy. Daily Harvest works directly with farms, and they freeze organic fruits and vegetables at their peak ripeness to lock in nutrients and taste.
This is the only source of healthy food I've had.
Yes, we need you, Daily Harvest. We need you to send more to Gina because it's the only healthy thing she's eaten
I'm
in
actively
months.
dying right now.
So go to dailyharvest.com and enter promo code BIGMOOD. Get $25 off your first box. That's a big discount. Promo code BIGMOOD for $25 off your first box at dailyharvest.com. One last time, dailyharvest.com.
.com.
Thank you.
Big mood.
That's a romantic gesture. Thanks for that discount.
Cooking for me is a romantic gesture. So.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I just forgot. But there was, I went on a first date with a guy. And normally I would never meet anyone at their house, but I really like this guy. So I was like, okay, I'll meet him at his house. And, well, before that we went on a walk on the beach and everything. So I kind of was like getting a feel for him to make sure he wasn't super weird or anything. And then, so I came back and he cooked for me and I was like, holy
That's hot.
shit.
Wow.
It really was. Like he had sous vide this,
He fancy cooks.
oh yeah, he had like
Wow.
sous vide this tri-tip or something, and it was like seasoned perfectly, and you know when you sous vide something, it comes out perfectly too. And then I watched him hand make mashed potatoes and like
You didn't help?
no, I fucking sat there and just watched.
A lot of
I
times they
sat
don't
at the
let
bar. I sat at the bar and watched because I mean, if I get in his way, it's probably like more
True.
nerve-wracking for him. And then he made like broccoli with like bacon and onions and butter and all this stuff, and we just sat there and ate it. And I was like, oh, that was really fucking sweet, actually.
Wow.
But most of the things that people do for me are usually like I'll mention like before the ad break, I'll mention I want to go here and like I want to go paddleboarding or something, and then so he'll make it happen. But I've never had any like
That's cute.
typically like romantic things. Like
Like
I
That was
never
romantic
Yeah, that's
already?
pretty romantic.
in my head, but I'm kind
Nothing
of like
tangible?
nothing really stands out other than like they fed me or they made sure that I got to do an activity that I wanted to do.
You know why? I think maybe because of your dad, like the way your dad raised
for
you.
you.
So maybe
And,
yeah,
like,
it just feels like, oh well, my dad would cook for me too. So I don't know, or maybe I'm not registering things as romantic, but I mean, but like the story you told with the Ralph's gift card or whatever, like, or a lot of the stories you told that Steve did, it's like those aren't typical, you know, like just eating and like going out. It's like there's
Right.
like he put thought into.
Right.
He went to the store, bought a printer so that you could get what you needed done. Like completely going out of your way. Things I can't recall. That
We need to get someone out there to romance the shit out
I
of Jess.
know.
Guys.
Yeah.
We need some corny shit.
But
for
it's like
Jess.
I only want it if I like the guy, you
That's-
know.
yeah,
so
that's
it's like
true.
That's true, because I did have a boyfriend who would do all these things, like some of the things that he would do. He was a monther, so like every month he would do like a whole grand thing.
Was he older than high school?
Yes,
And he was a monther?
Yes,
I mean, I know
Kansas
someone that's
State in
our
high
age
school.
that
a
talks
monther?
about yep.
Oh. Oh.
But yeah, so this guy though, so what he would do, okay, so like for my 21st birthday, that was kind of sweet what he did. He filled up 21 balloons, and inside of each balloon, he wrote a reason why he loved me.
Aw.
That's
Yeah.
the sweetest shit ever. But yeah, so like when it's coming from someone you're not fully into or
Well,
fully
it's
attracted
because
to.
he had a lot of other toxic traits that kind of like, I guess for someone else other than me, it would kind of like balance it enough. I don't know, but
no.
like I don't know, but he would do things like very grand. Like he for
to make
1
up,
month.
it's compensating.
Exactly.
That's not romantic if it's a compensation.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm just highlighting like just the gesture.
The activity.
It is
The activity is
because like for our 1 month anniversary, for example, he got 30 roses, red long stem roses, like one for every day we were together. Where it's like that
Oh,
big.
yeah.
But the thing that made it like it negated it all was because I don't fucking work like that. Like my brain can't do the same. I can't like meet his level of it. And so because I would do my version of whatever I could, it wasn't enough for him, and he'd get very upset.
Oh,
he
whack.
would throw it in my face. He would be like, "What the fuck? I put all this work and all this thought into this shit," and like that's what I mean by
that's
like
you giving
track.
to expect something.
that was
Nah.
his entire personality.
No.
Is that he would treat all his friends like that, his family, like everyone was. He's like, "I'll only give if you're gonna give back," and that's the kind of person he was.
It's kind of like for show then. It's
Yeah.
really not out of love, because when you do something out of love, you don't expect
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
back.
That's why I kind of said the
Yeah, that
balloon
definitely
thing very
negates-
flat,
it never-
because I'm
it
like,
negates it for
I'm like,
sure.
I think it would have been amazing if it was like if Casey would have done some shit like that. You know, like it means more. But from someone like that, I'm like, ugh.
I feel the same way when I go on Instagram and I see like even like Kylie Jenner, or like, you know, a lot of these Instagram people who like they will show off like this amazingly romantic shit that their guy does for them, right? And I just think like my
They
initial
know
gut
that
reaction
it's gonna get Instagram
is like,
by them.
first of all, it's fake for the gram, or like what did they do during the rest of the year? Like, did they cheat on you? Did like why is this so grand and so over the top,
Well, 'cause
so
they're
expensive?
that rich.
I know for them, but like when people kind of on our level do shit that grand
Yeah.
too, I'm like, I don't trust it for some reason too. So maybe that's why the energy I'm putting out in the universe is,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
is I'm like,
It's not the
why
good
is it so
energy.
grand? But I don't think I want the grand expensive things though. I want the cute
Yeah,
shit, like
yeah,
thoughtful.
same.
I want
Yeah.
the cute, thoughtful shit.
Oh, speaking of month celebrators. No. Well, maybe. I was quite a thought. But we did actually celebrate our 6-month anniversary.
That's fine.
That's fine. Half a year's a thing.
And he was gone for it. So he had left on a road trip with his family to go to his brother's graduation. And he wanted me to come with him, but they weren't sure if they were going to get me on because it was a military base. And so, I don't know, it was this whole thing. So he was going to be gone during our 6-month anniversary. So for the road trip, I put together an envelope for every day he was gone so he would have something to open each day. And so one was like, open this when you're hungry. And then he'd open it and it was like a gift certificate to Taco Bell and Panda Express because we had this joke because he couldn't tell if I was Mexican or Asian. And so, depending on which one you think I am that day,
Yeah.
you can go there. And then I forget what the other ones were, but there was like one cute thing for each like day that he was gone.
See, I would never
And
know
it was
how
like
to
little
be like
presents.
cute like that
yeah,
to a guy.
my brain doesn't do that.
'Cause I feel like guys don't receive.
I guess I
things
don't
like
give
that.
a fuck like what guys think,
Yeah.
because I'm like, what would I want to receive? Or like that if I
Yeah.
loved somebody, I felt like he loved me the same way that I loved
Yeah.
him. So I was like, what would I want to receive to know that they were thinking of me? And it's so personal, you know? And then on the last day he was there because I was like, save this for a time you're alone. And I had,
You gave him nudes.
I don't do nudes.
Okay.
It was lingerie.
But it was
Dirty panties.
no, it was hey, text this number when you get this, and it was my number. But he's like, and I said say some code word like Marvin or something, as like say code name Marvin. And so he said that, and there's a football player on the Colts named Marvin something, I can't remember his last name, but I had a female jersey of it, and so. He's like, hey, Marvin, what's up? And I was like, oh, what's up, Steve? This is Marvin so-and-so from the Colts. I'm just here with your girlfriend right now, and she wants to send you some pictures. And I had like sexy pictures of me in that
In the jersey.
in that jersey. Yeah. And so I sent him like a whole like
That's cute.
catalog of those pictures. And he returned that same thing of like having a card a day like a year later when he was gone for 2 weeks.
Aw,
he had like a present a
that's
day.
sweet.
Yeah.
When you talked about taking photos like that, because I'm like, I never took photos for anyone ever.
Yeah.
But then Casey left his shirt once at my old place before we lived together, obviously. And I remember like I would sleep in that shirt all the time because it smelled like him, and it just made me really miss him. And so I would take really like provocative photos in that shirt, and that's when I would send him.
Ooh.
That was like the only time ever to the like.
That's why he was like, I
only
gotta lock it
person-
down.
Yeah,
That's pretty
probably.
hot.
The most romantic things I've ever. So whenever I'm in a relationship, I turn it into a competition.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna romance the shit out of you. You don't even know. I'm gonna win. Like this.
See, you
holiday,
can't
this
care
holiday.
about what they think.
Yeah. No,
It's
I'm
like-
here to win. Okay. So
At what point do you start doing that? Because if you do that right away, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
I don't know.
Feel for them,
You gotta
like
feel, yeah.
reciprocating.
Because you don't go too crazy at first. Because
Right.
like, whoa, chill.
Yeah.
So I remember this guy the first time he won because I told him.
He won.
Yeah. I was not happy about
By
that.
out romancing you.
It out romanced me. I had mentioned something that I've wanted ever since I was a kid. I literally
is?
mentioned it in passing. I can't say what it is because it'll
Okay.
date it.
Okay.
You get, and then people will know. But I mentioned it in passing, like, but probably mumbled it. And then for Christmas, I got it. I opened it. I saw the box, and I was just like, and then he just like tears. Just
Oh my
crying. Like, I've
gosh.
wanted this since I was a kid, and then I was like, I'm so happy. I'm gonna fucking get you next time. I'm so happy. So the next time was I do not like arts and crafts. Hate it.
What?
I am terrible at it.
Oh,
He
You don't
loved.
seem very crafty.
No, I'm not.
you're not a good cat lady.
I will glue my fingers to my face somehow, right? But he loves like really personal arts and crafts things. So I stayed up so late. It was like 15 hours long working on this thing.
Oh, I remember this.
It probably could have taken a normal person 3 hours,
Yeah.
but because you're not crafty, it lasted 15.
Exactly. So I started the night before. I was supposed to give it to him. And I was like, oh my God, like this is way too much work. And then I stayed up until like 4 or 5 in the morning. It was like 15 hours. And I made this, it's called an exploding box. You lift off the lid and the box just like opens with like photos and notes, whatever. Like I started, like I cried a few times. I had mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
Aw.
But you
That
know,
sounds hard to make.
it was, I wanted to
Yeah.
die. But then
If a man leaves you after you spend 15 hours doing a fucking exploding box, he deserves to be murdered.
Jeez. And then inside that was a Willy Wonka golden ticket because
Aw.
he always said dating you was like getting the golden ticket.
That's right, bitch.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And he would sing the song, I got the golden ticket.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then you got to
So-
tour the factory.
The tour.
Yeah.
So I got it custom made. So I looked at what it said originally and I changed it to whoever holds this ticket has endless blah 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 from Gino, whatever. So I got him that. And then but for his birthday, it was a really big birthday, and I was like, we are gonna go all out because I won with the box. Fucking dope.
Yeah.
But I wanted a back-to-back win, right? So it was
Reigning champ.
back-to-back reigning champ.
Yeah.
So it was his birthday. He had nothing planned. I'm like, you can't have nothing planned. It's a big birthday. This is like a milestone birthday. So I texted him the night before. I was like, hey, pack your stuff, pack a suit, and then meet me at my house tomorrow. And he's like, what do you mean? There's nowhere to go. I'm like, you talk too much. And then so
Shut your little mouth.
shut up, shut your mouth. And then so, you know, he met up with me. He's like, where are we going? I'm like, shut up, you talk too much. Like, wouldn't tell him anything. And then drove him. I had booked out a hotel in Beverly Hills. And I was like, okay, wait in the lobby while I go upstairs to prep everything. I put up balloons that said happy birthday. I got a cake with his favorite comic book character in it. And then I FaceTimed. I had to Instagram FaceTime one best friend. I had to Facebook FaceTime another best friend and like prop them up because they couldn't be there for his birthday. And then I got him, he loves suits, so I got him like Tom Ford ties, whatever that he's been wanting on eBay. Like he was like scrolling through it. He's like, oh, I'm bidding for this on eBay. And I'm like, bitch, you fucking
You're gonna lose
You
this.
thought I'm
Yeah.
bidding you right now.
yeah. And then instead of bidding, I just bought all of it. And then I got him a blanket that he wanted from his childhood.
Aw.
And then so I was like, okay, you can come up now. And then like the concierge gave him his key, let him in, and then he opened up the door. It was me and his. I'm holding a camera and a cake and a laptop, just singing happy birthday to him. And then so what he does when he doesn't know what to do is that he panic cleans. He's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Because he's like trying not
That's
to cry.
so funny.
Yeah. So he was like, this is the best birthday I've ever had. Thank you so much. It's
Aw,
really
that's
sweet. So it's like,
sweet.
I told him to pack a suit because I know that he loves taking photos to commemorate things. So I was like, pack your favorite suit. And we did that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
However, there was one time I did something sweet for a guy and it kind of backfired.
what happened?
This is when I was like 19. My boyfriend at the time just moved into a new place by himself, his first time by himself. And I was like, okay, for Christmas, I'm going to surprise him with a little Christmas tree. I was broke as shit. I'm surprising him with a Christmas tree. I'm going to decorate it. It's going to be my first Christmas tree at my new place. And like I spent the whole day, he was out at work, I spent the whole day decorating it, put on the lights, and I was waiting for him to put the star on. And then so he comes home, and I was like, hi babe. He goes, oh hey. And then he walks to his room. I was like, babe, come here. He goes, what? And I was like, I got you a tree. He goes, oh cool, thanks. And I was like,
What the hell?
fuck, do you want to put the star on it with me? He's like, oh yeah, sure. And then it turns out he was cheating on me.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that
You
was
didn't
that was
care.
like, yeah, that was like,
It was
fuck you.
like when someone does a romantic thing and you're
Doesn't
not
work.
into
Yeah. So,
God, that sucks.
yeah, I hope all his Christmases sucked afterwards.
Yeah, you jinxed all of them.
But I love like romantic gestures. It just makes me so happy.
What would be your ideal romantic gesture, Jess? Gesture.
Jester? Yeah. For all of you who are watching out there that want to
So
date
they
Jess.
know how to woo
I don't
you.
even know. I feel like it would have to be personal and it have to be related to the relationship, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want some cookie cutter thing. I just want it to like make sense
Right.
for
Yeah.
the moment and to just feel like thought of and
like an
but then
inside
also
joke.
like I now that I'm reflecting on all the shit you guys are doing, I'm like, well, I'm not really creating that environment myself.
Mm.
So
So you just need to put it in the
yeah, I
universe
don't know. I
more.
guess it just needs to be like
Be romantic.
more
Do
of
little
a
romantic
thing.
gestures to your
Yeah.
dogs and start small.
No, my dogs don't get any romantic gestures. They're bitches. They don't deserve it.
I'll just say I yesterday started watching Korean romance dramas, and now my expectation for men is impossible.
It's far
No,
too
why?
Yeah,
high.
it's far too high. Now
What do they
it's
do?
Impossible. It was a billionaire who doesn't know how to date, but he falls in love with his secretary, and he doesn't know how to date properly, so he shuts down a whole entire amusement park to let her ride the merry-go-round 7
Wow.
times. So now if you don't do that, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Anything
True,
less than that
actually.
is trash.
You're
True.
trash. You're trash. I need you to be a billionaire.
Stupid.
All right. Well, if anybody wants to woo Jess, leave a comment. She is
No,
taking
don't. 'Cause
applicants.
I'm not gonna date people in the comments.
You gotta be romantic. Bring the romance, and you'll get the romance.
Exactly.
Yeah, Nikki will have to teach me how to put things in the universe so that they come back to me.
Or
You gotta start with your pets. Look at how this bitch treats her cat.
I treat
So
my
many
cat so
presents.
well. Yeah.
I know.
She even bought my cat presents. I'm like,
Yeah, even my
why you trying to
cat.
step on my cat? Why you
Step on
trying
your
to-
territory.
Yeah, This is he's taken.
Do not woo my cats.
I'm stealing everyone's cat.
We love you guys. A romantic gesture for us that would be much appreciated is if you would go to iTunes and rate us 5 stars.
That
We
is
would
so hot.
really like that.
Oh, and leave a
lot.
comment on romantic gestures you've done or have been done to you. I need some ideas,
Give
y'all.
people
Yeah.
some ideas.
Yeah. Give
some
that would be
ideas to
great.
the people-
Like some not basic shit. We don't
Yeah.
need the basic shit.
Yeah, that's why I've been sitting here this whole time thinking, I'm like, all my shit's really basic.
Cancun is not basic,
Yeah,
girl.
Cancun's not basic.
I mean, that's, yeah.
in Paris.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that
just
was
not-
no. I'm saying like that I've done.
Oh, you
because
know.
like I'm not saying Casey's gestures were basic. I'm just saying like I don't know. Like it's my brain just doesn't. It's hard.
No,
I
Cancun's
get
great.
it.
Cancun's
Like I
great.
get it why guys struggle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I
get
struggle
it.
too.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace out, y'all.
Thank you guys.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you. Mwah.